Alright, good morning YouTube. AJ Shaver here, and this isn't as much of a heads-to-head battle between Ditch Witch and Bobcat, but more along the lines of why I switched from an MT85 into the SK550. And the first opening video there is pretty awesome, being able to pick up something as heavy as an MT85 with the additional weight kit that we put on it. That's not something offered from Bobcat. Those are a weight package off of a T595 that we put on there. They're 50 pounds a piece, so there is an extra 200 pounds of counterweight on the MT85. But as you can see here on the 1550, they also have that stacked pretty good with additional weights. There's 4 of those plates per side on this, so it's pretty awesome. Outside of just the sheer lifting capacity difference between the two units, Bobcat did not make anything with the needed gallons per minute for the Halverson stuff. Like, this is maybe 6.9 gallons a minute or something, and even the new MT120 was still just under like 12 gallons a minute, where when we found the specs for the Ditch Witch stuff, this 1550 is 16 gallons a minute. The case drain is already on it, which we were missing on the MT, and it puts out a staggering 3,700 PSI versus like 3,000. So if you did see the one video where we were talking or using the 1550 with the 120, the saw was kind of like chopping going down in there. It's because of all the extra pressure. We did have to go in and make some adjustments, and it did even out a lot better once it was warmed up. I don't know. It's been a real blast to have this around the woodyard. We even used it over at Pizza Paul's fireworks stand to deliver some log lift bags, and that was the first time we ever moved the third cord bags with this. And it was pretty effortless as far as picking it up and rolling around. I mean, the Bobcat definitely did it, but it wasn't as happy as it could have been. So just take a minute here and I'll put a screenshot in for the MT85 and everything it has listed down there for it. But again, it was more the hydraulic flow capacity is what we were after, to really step into something a lot stronger. And I'll put up the spec sheet here for the MT, or not the MT, the SK550. And yes, I know the 1550 has now been replaced by the 1750, but I wasn't about to spend $70,000 on a new unit just for up here at the woodyard. Yes, they are that much money. Even with some fall season discounts, I could have gotten into, I think that the 1050 was a little bit cheaper. It was right around like the 40 grand mark on a sale for the end of November, but it just didn't have that gallon a minute. That's why we ultimately went with this 1550, so we could run like the grapple buck saw, the Halverson stuff, and then again, just the sheer lifting capacity is incredible. So, but like I said, not much for the head-to-head, because it's really like F150 versus like a 350 or a 3500 or something. It's such a different animal in its entirety. But for at least just give you a little reason why we made the switch. But let me grab the camera, just do a quick walk around on each one, and just show you what we have going on. All right, so like I said, we did the suitcase weights off of a T595. They are 50 pounds a piece, 2 per side. We did bolt them in with the whole kit. I tried to make it look factory, so it didn't look too hunky. The undercarriage is greasable on this one. I know there's a newer style undercarriage on the MT100s and the 120s, but each one of the little bogey wheels down here at the bottom have a grease fitting in them. They're a little bit hard to get to. I pick it up, and then I can spin each one freely to get the grease gun in there. You do get the supply and the return on the hydraulics. This one has the optional 14 pin. The original owner had a stump grinder on this, so it's got 2 switches, so 4 functions. This one is a 2019. We are selling it. There's right about 635 hours on it, I believe. Oh, 631. But nice unit. I've enjoyed having it here at the woodyard. We've done an awful lot of work with it, but it was just time to step up for something different. I really had high hopes for that MT120, but again, it just fell short on the hydraulic spec. We just had up at Bartron's. They did repack the lifting cylinders. They had a little leak to them. It was just seeping out. So we had that fixed, did a fresh fluid swap on it. Just the oil, left the hydraulic alone, but we changed all the filters on it. The fuel, the air, the oil, and the hydraulic filters all got changed. It is kind of a full skid steer plate on the MT. They always fall a little short left to right. You just have to balance it out. But for the naysayers out there, that is a full-size skid steer plate on the SK550. They said it wasn't offered that way. That looks awful factory to me. So, but let me go around the other side so that way the sun glare isn't quite so bad. So yeah, when we look at the 1550, again, they've updated the whole undercarriage on that 1750. It is the full-size skid steer plate on this model. The supply, the return, and the case drain. No 14-pin, but that's why we were running it off of the buttons that you saw in the video. Super big weights. There's 4 per side on this one. Nice big work platform. It does have a light package on it. They're white LEDs. It does have the LEDs up here in the front as well. It's kind of nice, especially when it gets dark up here, like at 4:15, 4:30. Control-wise, it's kind of neat. You get your forward and reverse on the hydraulics, and then they give you a low, medium, and high. We were running everything in high when we had the Halverson stuff on it. Your regular bucket controls, your drive controls. The only thing that I'm not really happy about, I'm not a big computer person, so like when you turn this on, everything goes through the center console. But it does show you like the engine load percentage, your RPM, and your temperature. But you can do like an automatic setting for the fuel or for the throttle. So it's got a couple of different positions. You can see it like tick up here, and it's not until you go to actually strain the unit that it brings it up, but then it'll idle it back down. It takes a second. But it does all that automatic. It gives you your air filter capacity up here. All your fuses are easy to get to. The monitor is pretty decent as far as features and going through things. So you can have it where it's momentary, just in and out like opening a grapple, or you can have it where it locks it forward or locks it backwards. Parking brake is there, so kind of nice. Lights off and on, but overall, I've really enjoyed having this up here. I'm glad that we made the switch, and I tried giving Bobcat, you know, the benefit of the doubt that they were going to offer something comparable, but like I said, fell a little short, but that's why we made the switch that we did. Well, not selling mini skid steers, you know, as a full-time profession, but we are going to let this one off the chain. It is a 2019 with the 631 hours on it. Really like to get 17.5 out of it. Is kind of like my absolute bottom number. I think we have it on Marketplace for like 18.5. We have a little bit of room for negotiation, but we were able to bring this in for like 32,000 with the shipping out of Iowa. Really happy, and yeah, so anyway, just want to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date on everything we have going on. And now I'm going to get to work and make some firewood. Thanks for watching.